What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Minnesota Vikings franchise, and we are just about set to get into the wildcard round of the playoffs as the Vikings attempt their last ride in the Minnesota Vikings franchise here in Season 6. The Vikings will open up the playoffs on the road as the 6th seed against the San Francisco 49ers at Candlestick Park. But before we get into the first round of the playoffs, there is some unfinished business for the Vikings because of some injuries that happened in Week 17. Let's take a look at the injury report. Jamez Logan broke his collarbone along with Cassius Stevens, and so they're going to be out for the rest of the season to be placed on IR. Jamel Fleming is still hurt and could be back by the Super Bowl along with DJ Green, but right now the Vikings are without their number 2 and 3 receivers, if you can count Cassius Stevens. He hasn't really played a ton this year, and so that leaves the Vikings with a couple active receivers that can be counted on in Larry Fitzgerald and Mark Harrison, but the rest is very, very uncertain. Here is a look at the Vikings depth chart at wide receiver. Larry Fitzgerald and Mark Harrison are healthy, and we're going to give the slot receiver role to Dexter McCluster. He fits that role, and he's been on the team this whole year, and it's time to give him some playing time. Then there's Christian Green, who hasn't really been great in his opportunities and has a knack for dropping the ball. And then it's all tight ends, so we definitely have to sign at least one wide receiver. We're going to take a look at that in a second. And here it is, official. Jamez Logan and Cassius Stevens are on the injured reserve, will not come back this year, and therefore 2 roster spots are now open. Alright, here's the first thing we're going to do for the Vikings. Taylor Mays, remember him when he played for the Vikings in this series? He was a big part of the team, and he was there when the Vikings won their Super Bowl in Season 2. So you know what? We're going to sign him to the active roster because DJ Green is injured, and well, we just have the space for him on the team right now. But now, what do we do at wide receiver? There's George Farmer, we drafted him a long time ago, or not that long ago actually. Michael Crabtree, Mike Snow, Greg Salas, Dwayne Harris, Eddie Royal, Devin Hester, Jonathan Sheehan, and Roy Roundtree, Donnie Avery. Not very many solid receivers available. However, we could bring Sidney Rice back to Minnesota and let him help us on our run to the championship. Or there's one more option, and I'm not going to make the decision in this stream. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section what you want to see. But our other option would be taking quarterback Joe Webb and moving him to wide receiver. Now look at his ratings here. He has 82 speed, 90 acceleration, and where is his catch rating? It is a 68. So we could get Joe Webb or maybe Sidney Rice. I don't really want to go with Devin Hester because we already have the slot role filled in by Dexter McCluster, but I've thought that because it's the last run of the playoffs of the Vikings franchise and everything comes to an end after Season 6, I want to give you guys some power, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section who I should sign to play wide receiver for the Vikings in the playoffs. Should it be Sidney Rice, Joe Webb? There aren't a lot of great options here. I mean, Jordy Nelson, but I think it would be a better story for Joe Webb to come back and play receiver, for Sidney Rice to rekindle his relationship with the Vikings. So let me know in the comment section, guys, what you want to see there. And before we conclude this video, let's take a look at the Vikings schedule and how they got to the playoffs this year. They started off the year with 6 straight wins. Now, whenever you start out 6-0, everybody thinks you're going to be one of the top seeds in your conference, but then when you have a 5-game losing streak in which you only score 20 points one time in that 5-game stretch and you become a 6-5 team, the opinions start to change. Luckily, the Vikings got it back together and they won 4 straight before dropping their last game of the year against the Detroit Lions. So the Vikings lost out on a home playoff game, lost out on the NFC North, but still make the playoffs as the 6th seed, where they're going to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Alright, so the stage is set. We're just about ready to take on San Francisco in the next episode, but we still need to sign a wide receiver. So once again, guys, let me know in the comment section who you want me to see put on the Vikings, but I think one thing is obvious. Jamez Logan is hurt, Cassius Stevens is hurt again, and the offensive line has not been great. I think we got to ride our guy all the way to the championship and stop trying to be this passing offense that we failed to be. We got to put it in the hands of Adrian Peterson. What do you think, guys? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the playoffs, and I can't wait for this last ride in the Minnesota Vikings franchise. Have a great day, everybody.